Hello YouTube, it's your girl Sonya D back for another video, and I'm a little more dressed up than unusual because I wanted to show something today about how when you have a chronic illness you can look good on the outside but not feel so good on the inside. And I don't know if I disclosed to you guys that I have what's called a movement disorder, and it's myoclonus. I have myoclonic jerking, and a lot of times, sometimes people don't even notice I'm doing it. It looks like I'm moving, or sometimes when I'm in bed, like I'm moving a leg or an arm or my head. It's only those that are close to me can tell. And on some days it's really severe, like you can't miss it. I remember having an episode of jerking at a Red Lobster and having these young women, they were laughing at me, and it was very embarrassing. But that's what lupus is. That's what having a chronic illness is. It's inconvenient. It's inconsiderate. It's so many things rolled into one, and that's what I deal with. Looking one way on the outside and feeling horrible on the inside. Today I was having some severe chest pain, and sorry, and I know I'm in a flare because this gets progressively worse, and I start running a fever. I start having a chest pain that radiates from the front to my back, or it goes down my arm, and I might have to go to the hospital, or all the annoying things that come along with this disease. So yeah, that's why I'm wearing more makeup, and I have on this dress because a lot of times people look at me and say, "Well, what's wrong with her? She's young, she's probably attractive. Why is she in that wheelchair?" And it goes along with the territory. And there's one more issue that I wanted to speak about, and it's dealing with the Healthcare Act that may be signed into law. I'm not really sure, but that's an issue that I've been following very closely because I use Medicaid, and without it, a lot of my medications would be unaffordable. I have an EpiPen, I take chemotherapy, just unaffordable, totally out of my range, unless I was incredibly rich. And for those that say, "Oh, well, you don't want you shouldn't have the government take care of you," those are people who probably never been sick and don't have a whole lot of money, because they wouldn't say those things if they've actually been sick and not had the money to to take care of themselves, because a lot of people don't. Health savings accounts does nothing if I live in paycheck to paycheck and you don't have enough money for a heart attack, or you don't have enough money for breast cancer. I mean, these things just hit you, in the prime of your life a lot of times. It's just when a lot of people have just paid off their college loans and are just trying to buy their first home or have their first child, and bam, they get slammed with an illness, just like I did, like at 31. So it can happen, and a lot of people don't think it could be them, but it can be you. You could be sitting right here in this chair, and a lot of people, they say shoe on the other foot. That's very true. I wanted to share one story with you before I let you go. I remember being a little girl, and I remember going to the grocery store with my mom, and she was in line, and there was a woman right in front of her paying for her groceries, And there was an awful lot of dog food on the belt. And intuitively and instinctively, my mother knew that that woman didn't have a dog. And she said, pardon me, but do you have a dog? And the woman knew what my mother was getting at. You know, the jig was up. And then the woman burst into tears. And my mother said, no, you're not going to eat dog food. So my mother told the woman to put the dog food back. And the woman, as my mother took her around the store and bought her groceries, and as the woman's talking, she's telling my mother her story of how she had to choose between groceries and medicine, and medicine won. You know, she needed her heart medication, you know, so it was either that or have a heart attack and die, and she didn't want to die, you know. And one of our representatives, I can't remember which one, made a very callous comment when he stated that, people, you know, instead of choosing between the latest, you know, iPhone versus your healthcare, maybe you can invest in your healthcare. We have people choosing between eating dog food and healthcare. And this was maybe 1989 when this happened. But nothing's changed. Nothing's changed in this country. We don't have healthcare. We didn't have healthcare then, and we don't have healthcare. You know, we barely have healthcare now. You know, and I often think of that woman and wonder, you know, what happened to her. My mom got her number and would try to get her food whenever she could, but you know, people fall out of touch with each other. That was one person, and she wasn't alone. And I often think about the people like her that had to choose between, you know, eating and medicine. And then I think about the callous remarks from the out of touch representatives that we have. You can be all for Donald Trump. I don't want to get into politics here, but you don't have to be for everything that he, you know, is supporting. And you know, this healthcare bill is going to be detrimental to a lot of people, including myself. And if this is something that, you know, you feel strong about, I urge you, because I have been calling my representatives. I haven't been emailing. I've been calling my representatives and letting them know, hey, this cannot happen. You know, people are not choosing between their healthcare and iPhones, okay? They're choosing between, you know, very important things like food, you know, versus their medicine. And we can't have our representatives making callous comments because they're the ones that's out of touch. They think poor people are doing these things, and it's just ridiculous. I guess they've never heard of anything called the working poor, but whatever. You know, to have breast cancer at the prime of your life or have a heart attack, you know, those things will quickly deplete you. And if you've never been in that situation, you'll look at this like, hey, you know, another, you know, person looking for the government to take care of them. But until you're on this side of the fence, you know. So on that note, I bid you farewell. If you don't subscribe, I urge you to subscribe. If you are, you know, wondering about the healthcare bill, however you feel about it, get involved in the political process and let your senators and representatives in the House know. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you guys later.